see, there's no artist, let me be clear, there's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't sold.
Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
That's smooth under the rug.
It all began with a night that seemed straight out of a fairy tale, or at least that's how the world thought it was. The 2011 MTV Video Music Awards. The stage lights blazed, Beyoncé, dazzling in her sequin jacket, stood there glowing, not just with fame, but with something more. She unbuttoned that jacket, cradled her belly, and with a smile that could light up the whole arena, told the crowd there was love growing inside her. The audience? They went wild. Jay-Z's face lit up like a man seeing his whole future. Cameras zoomed in, the applause roared, and headlines spread like wildfire. It was a cultural moment, the kind people remember for decades. But here's the twist. Not everyone saw a miracle. Just weeks later, the internet started buzzing with something very different. A grainy clip from an Australian talk show surfaced, now infamously known as the folding clip. In it, as Beyoncé sat down, her baby bump seemed to collapse. Not shrink, not shift, collapse. Theories exploded. Was it just a camera angle? A wardrobe mishap? Or, as whispered in fan forums and backroom gossip circles, the first visible crack in a carefully staged illusion? That clip never really disappeared. It lurked in the shadowy corners of the internet like a tiny ember, waiting. And now, over a decade later, someone just threw gasoline on it.
There are people who did short sales on their stocks right after that, made a lot of money, including Sean Carter. Now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed?
Enter Rymir Satterthwaite, a name most people hadn't heard until recently, but when he stepped into the spotlight, he came swinging. Claiming to be Jay-Z's secret son, Rymir didn't just drop a casual bombshell, he threw the entire Carter family tree into question. In jaw-dropping statements, he suggested something almost unthinkable, that Blue Ivy might not be Beyoncé's biological daughter at all. For the hardcore conspiracy watchers, this wasn't some random plot twist. Oh no. It plugged right into years of whispers about surrogacy, secret children, and the Carters' legendary grip on their public image. And according to Rymir, this wasn't just about airing dirty laundry. He hinted at a whole network of secrecy, stretching all the way back to that iconic VMA reveal.
I'm not crazy or none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And it seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that you could have just got taken care of.
And here's where it gets juicier. You've got to ask, why now? Rymir's timing is too interesting. The Carters have been juggling their own storms lately. Legal battles, celebrity feuds, industry power plays. Dropping these accusations in the middle of all that, it feels calculated. Could this be a personal vendetta dressed as a truth-telling crusade? Or is it the slip that finally cracks open a decade of locked doors? Adding to the fire, an alleged former nanny came forward, claiming she cared for Blue Ivy as a newborn, and that she never once saw Beyoncé pregnant. Let that sink in. She says the glowing mother-to-be image was all for show, that another woman actually carried the baby. Sure, we've heard whispers of surrogacy before, but this is different. This is someone who claims to have been inside the Carter home, saying it bluntly. If she's even partly telling the truth, it could shatter the entire motherhood narrative Beyoncé has crafted. Those perfectly edited family glimpses, that intense privacy, that refusal to let gossip set the story.
I know so much on how you got where you are. How you stepped on many people.
Because let's be real, Beyoncé doesn't just live her public life. She directs it. Every album rollout, every photograph, every blink and you miss it shot of her kids, choreographed to perfection. That's why these whispers hit like a punch. If the foundation of her motherhood story is even slightly false, the ripple effect could be massive. Think about it. For millions, Beyoncé is the embodiment of empowerment and authenticity. If there's another version of events hiding in plain sight, that's not just unsettling. It's earth-shaking.
If I gotta fight for all of us, I will, but I won't let the court systems just walk over me. I won't let Jay-Z, I won't let no one walk over me and tell me something because y'all just saying this. I want the truth. And if we can't go to the Supreme Courts, the regular courts, to find out the truth, what are they here for?
Yeah, all right, we'll get to the legal things that you've been through, the battle.
And then there's Rymir himself. His presence just muddies everything further. He's painting himself as the wronged insider, his claims loaded with just enough detail to keep everyone hooked. The forums are tearing apart every word he says. Some are calling him a clout chaser. Others see a man brave enough to take on music's most untouchable couple. Either way, the result is the same. What was once a fringe rumor is now front and center with a fresh coat of legitimacy.
I don't give no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me.
And here's the part that really twists the knife. Blue Ivy isn't just any celebrity kid. She's been on Grammy-winning records. She's appeared in blockbuster films. We've literally watched her grow up in front of our eyes, from a swaddled newborn in picture-perfect press photos to a poised young performer commanding stages. If this new narrative is ever proven true, it wouldn't just rewrite a chapter in the Carter story. It would set the whole book on fire. From Tina Knowles proudly bragging about Blue's piano skills and poetry, to Jay-Z's repeated statements about prioritizing family over all else, the Carters have spent years giving us curated glimpses of a home filled with love and creativity. But in the shadow of Rymer's claims and the nanny's accusations, those sweet stories suddenly feel staged, like museum exhibits meant to distract you from the rooms you're not allowed to see. And then, like clockwork, that folding bump clip gets dragged back into the spotlight. And now, it doesn't just feel like a random moment. It feels like Exhibit A in a case people have been quietly building for years. Was it truly just fabric and posture? Or a moment when the mask slipped? In 2011, it was just spectacle. But in 2025, with hindsight and a stack of surrounding drama, it feels like a smoking gun. The real question isn't whether these rumors will fade, because let's be honest, they won't. The real question is how much more oxygen they'll get as other celebrity scandals collide with them. Kanye West's recent meltdowns and pointed shade at the Carters have already poured gasoline on fires that had nothing to do with this. Lawsuits are swirling around people who used to be deep in Jay-Z's inner circle, creating a background buzz of scandal that just won't quit. And in this atmosphere, even the wildest theories about industry-controlled celebrities, Hollywood sacrifices, you name it, are finding an audience. True or not, Rymer's story is hitting at the perfect time. The Carters' protective walls look thinner than they have in years. Their old allies, distracted, or fighting battles of their own. The media's appetite for unmasking big stars has never been sharper. Beyoncé has built her brand on mystery, but we're living in an age where privacy for public figures is hanging by a thread. All it takes is one leaked text, one former staffer spilling tea, one badly timed response, and a whisper becomes a roar. Think of the Carters' public life like a massive, flawless Broadway production. Every costume, every line, every spotlight cue, perfect. And in that grand show, Blue Ivy has been both the co-star and the proof of their love, their legacy, their unshakable family unit. Now, pull that one thread, and the entire set risks crashing down. That's why Rymer's accusations, teamed up with the nanny's blunt account, are so dangerous. They're not just poking holes in one detail. They're questioning the authenticity of the whole act. Sure, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have weathered storms before, cheating scandals, business disputes, that infamous elevator video, but those dramas never went for the jugular. This one aims straight for the heart of their identity as a family. And because it's so personal, so emotional, no press release or surprise album is going to neatly fix it. To make it even messier, we're in a pop culture moment where fans don't just sit and watch drama, they investigate it. People are rewatching interviews from 2011, pausing frames, zooming in on hand placements, matching outfits to dates. Every pregnancy photo is under the microscope. This isn't just rumor consumption, so it's full-on digital detective work. And as history has shown, online sleuthing has brought down politicians, CEOs, and billionaires. For the Carters, that's a dangerous place to be. The Carters' silence so far? Totally on brand. Their rule has always been never explain, never complain. But silence cuts both ways. It can look classy or it can look like hiding. And as more people pile on, insiders with grudges, ex-employees, rival celebs, the risk of losing control of the narrative skyrockets. Now, every single public sighting of Blue Ivy becomes a Rorschach test. Fans see a happy, talented teenager thriving under her parents' care. Skeptics search for signs that something is off. Both sides are convinced the other is blind. And the truth, whatever it is, stays locked behind the Carters' high walls. But one thing's certain. Between that old viral clip, a bold new accuser, and the nanny's testimony, we've got the perfect celebrity storm. And storms like this don't just blow over. Just when you think you've mapped all the drama, another rumor creeps in. The missing twins theory. And this one? It's straight out of the industry's shadowy backrooms. The claim is that Jay-Z fathered another set of twins years before marrying Beyoncé. Not mistaken identity, not a one-off fling. Actual children, allegedly hidden from the public completely. No red carpets, no blurry paparazzi shots, nothing. The whispers go further, that their existence is locked under ironclad confidentiality agreements, with financial arrangements ensuring silence. If even part of this is true, it explains a lot. The Carters' militant privacy and their obsessive control over how and when their known kids are shown. The evidence, if you can call it that, isn't from tabloid headlines. It's hidden in Jay-Z's own lyrics. Fans have combed through his songs, finding lines about two shadows and families I can't name. Maybe it's metaphor, or maybe it's something else entirely. Producers close to the Roc Nation orbit have allegedly dropped off the record hints about a story too dangerous to tell. And in an industry where NDAs are currency and loyalty is life or death, even those vague teases are enough to keep the rumors alive. The public Carter story is always the same. 3 kids, perfect marriage, jet-setting normalcy in the middle of global superstardom. But when you zoom in, you start to see the gaps. Why are some family moments broadcast in crystal clear HD, while others, especially involving the younger twins Rumi and Sir, are completely blacked out? Is it just parental caution or something more calculated? And then there's Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mom and the ultimate family matriarch. Warm, stylish, and always quick to gush about her grandkids. But if you pay attention, she's careful. She'll praise their talents endlessly, but skip over certain timelines, glide past certain early life details. Is it just smart media handling? Or the discipline of someone who knows that one wrong word could set off an avalanche? Industry insiders call her the Carter's quiet strategist. The person who can pick up the phone and make a story vanish before it hits print. If there's any truth to the old surrogacy whispers or the missing twins theory, Tina would be the perfect keeper of those secrets. She's got the reach, the credibility, and above all, the motivation to protect her daughter from a feeding frenzy. We've seen these matriarchal power players before, Kris Jenner, Dina Lohan, but Tina's style is subtler. She doesn't overshare, she curates. She controls the flow of information like a dam, letting through only what benefits the family image, which raises a tantalizing possibility. If there are other children, other deals, other truths that don't fit the brand, is Tina the one holding the master key? A scandal about hidden children or a secret surrogacy cover-up wouldn't just ruffle feathers. It would strike right at the foundation of modern pop culture, which is exactly why, if any of these theories are true, they'd be guarded like nuclear codes. But here's the twist. The industry itself has changed. Back in the day, a good publicist could kill a rumor with one phone call. Now, social media detectives don't need permission to investigate. They'll slow down video clips, compare paparazzi timelines, match cryptic lyrics to life events, and cross-reference everything with leaked emails. One credible leak from a former staffer, an ex-employee, even a friend who kept old photos, and the narrative that's been crafted for over a decade could start crumbling in hours. Until then, the speculation isn't slowing down, and the question hanging in the air is the same one that's been lurking since that night in 2011. If the story we've been told for more than a decade isn't the whole truth, what else don't we know?